Today I want to be very brief and to the point. Today we are reminded about a very important theological virtue, love. In a very special way, Jesus gives us two dimensions of love. One is love of God, which is a vertical relationship between us and God. And the second one is the love of the neighbor, which is the horizontal relationship. If any one of us can manage this perfectly, then we can call you a saint even when you are still living. And Mother Teresa of Calcutta, she is the saint of our time. Know that she really lived these virtues very well. But you realize that the problem is not the faith in God, the belief in God. That is not very hard. Even people don't go to church will still say, I believe in God. It's no longer a problem. But the problem is renouncing, that which you are attached to, or faith in thyself. Accepting the truth about what I am and turning to God, that is where it is hard. What does turning towards God mean? Turning away from whatever is untrue, no matter how much it brings comfort to you. We mostly have our belief in God, but the biggest problem lies in renouncing the comfort zones. The second dimension of love is expressed so well in the first reading. The love for the neighbor can be shown if we do not neglect or take for granted our neighbors. Moses warning the Israelites against oppression of a stranger, a widow, an orphan, is an evil that cry to God. We should treat the poor, the weak, and the defenseless in a just way. These evils are still, even in our today's society. And when we talk about love for the neighbor, Jesus says the second greatest commandment is, you shall love your neighbor as you love yourself. Let me not go so much on the neighbor. Let me begin with yourself. How do we love ourselves? If you overeat, you don't love yourself. And if you overeat, you don't love yourself and you don't love your neighbor. Because why should you overeat when somebody is sleeping hungry? Why can't you share that which you are eating much? Overindulgence. You don't love yourself. If you are overworking, you don't love yourself. So you have to work on yourself before you extend this to the neighbor. The love for the neighbor, it also entails the way we relate with the people close to us. There are some of us, I'm not meaning you, I'm meaning some of us. Their work is only to complain, but they don't sit and ask themselves, why is it that I'm the only one complaining? Why would you be complaining over every worker, every colleagues that you work with? What is it so special with you? What is so special with me that I find myself I'm the only one on the right? No, there is something wrong with me. If I find myself having trouble with most of you, I am the cause of the problem. I should sit down and work on myself. It is a challenge. It's not an easy way. We are called today to love our neighbor, loving the people who are helping us, especially for us who are on top of the society. You are working, you are the manager of a group of people. Don't be bossy. Try to make people comfortable with who you are. Make yourself a difference. Show that you are not only the manager, but you are also a Christian by the way you deal with the people. This is the love of the neighbor that today we are called to emulate. Extorting money from others by false pretense, demanding interest when we lend those in need, or even refuse to pay back when we ask, are not ways of the Lord. There is no way we can say, or we can keep saying that we love God, yet we hate our brothers. If we do this, then we shall be lying. Today, we are called, like the Thessalonians in the first reading, who despite of being pagan community, were able to accept the good news of the sign of their, as the sign of their love for God. Paul praises them and calls them to endure in love. Today, I do the same like St. Paul. I encourage all of you to endure in love. The world today is full of frustrations from people who no longer put their trust in God. We cannot allow to be put in a trap because we believe in God. People want to frustrate us. People want to see our anger. We should not allow this. People who do not care about the precepts of God should not put us into any trap. I call on you to continue being the light that is needed every day for the world. We are capable, we have done it before, and we are capable of doing it every day of our life. Let's keep focused as we did, as we have been doing, and we will not fall into any trap.